They'll be calling you a radical. Take me down to the Virgin Springs. Wash away my suffering. So, I should have did this video a long time ago, but my grandma and her sisters and the group of them, the Daughters of Utah Pinners, put this marker up. So I want to talk about this hallowed place. Yep, that's a Mormon church sitting right on the top of this incredible hallowed place. Yep, all over on the ancient burial mound. Chief Cherokee himself, when he was murdered right over here by Stewart, smoked the peace pipe right there at freaking with Lauren Farr. The first thing, who's the savage? Yeah, that's right, Jedediah Smoot and Jim Bridger. So I want to talk about this, the Umpqua. I want to talk about the rogue. So, what a sky. I've got a bunch of videos I shot here that I'm waiting for some, got some people reviewing. We've been working on some investigative journalism, me and another guy. And so I've got a whole piece going up, right? It's like a book on this corrupt place. But the Umpqua, so our post-ignorance army, Tim and, we got a whole bunch of them up there that are working it now, went to the Umpqua today. Because we're pissed off about these numbers that are showing up in the Columbia. We don't believe it. There's only 3 rivers that the salmon return. The Chinook, spring Chinook, the big oils. I mean, they're the hallowed of the hallowed beast. The Umpqua, the Columbia, of course, the mother of all freaking rivers in North America, here, and not the Willamette. No. What I think, the Rogue. So, when my family owned all this, when I was a little boy. There's a Home Depot there now. It hasn't been there that long. So I'm a little boy, real little boy. We're working the fields. I grew up old school. I grew up really old school. So we're working the fields in here. And I remember I had this incredible feeling, and I mean really little boy. Couldn't have been 5, 6, 7 years old. I was like, I'll never forget it. It just came over me. I had no idea this was a burial ground. Went home, told my grandma. She grew up right over there. And Adelia Admira. Her father was named Moses. What a group of sisters those were. She was a freaking gem. But anyway, I told Grandma, I felt something in there walking. And she says, I told her where we were working. She says, oh, you caught the light, boy. I says, what do you mean? I says, Grandma, there's hundreds and thousands of barn swallows right here. So the mound used to wrap around here. There's the organic store right there. There's a car wash there right now. It was barn swallows were nesting inside by the hundreds of thousands. And I'm like, I can feel something in it. And she says, Kevin, it's sacred. That place is sacred. It's hallowed. I says, what is it? She says, it's a burial ground. It's the Shoshone burial ground. The chieftains are buried there. I says, what? There's a church on it. I know. So we went up to the Umpqua today. In fact, the Sam's Club, the guy that runs the show at Walmart, he lived right over there. It used to be an old Grand Central. He started out right there. This was all organic farm when I was a kid that went all the way. Jay Marriott's farm was right down there next to my grandparents' farm. The Great Junction City. There ain't any trains anymore. There was a real famous produce stand that used to sit right over there on the corner. They say it was there for over 100 years. Produce was so plentiful here when I was a kid. There were signs everywhere, free. That's one thing the Mormons did do. They made the desert bloom, but that was then, not now. They're scumbag usury. And I'll go on my rant about what I think evangelicals and Mormons. I think evangelicals and Mormons preach nothing but satanic. I think they're Satan. All evangelical leaders, they've led their flock, and I think they're Satan. I could get into that, the 10 Commandments, how they go completely opposite now. Thou shalt not kill, they kill. They've never seen a war they didn't like. Honor their father and mother. They don't honor anybody. I can go on and on and on and on. They steal, they loot, they cheat. They hate the poor, they hate the afflicted. But so we went up to the Umpqua today. Because they can't lie on that one. It's not counted with sonar. We can physically get into it. The Army Corps of Engineers doesn't have control. The corrupt bastards. One, and it's a little guy. It's probably only 7 or 8 pounds. Well, guy, it's a hen. Well, oh, it's Oregon, 2 hens. No, it takes 2 to tango. We got to have a buck and a hen. 1. You heard me. 1. So, that's the Umpqua. The Rogue, they're up there today. Tim's up there right now. I just got a call from him right now. He's shooting videos down at the hatchery. I mean, these guys, my Army up there, these guys are half fish, I'm telling you. They're eat, sleep, drink salmon their whole lives. I mean, they're heartbroken, by the way, this collapse. And they all get Fukushima to the ecology's broke. Fukushima, the nuclear energy crime. There's Rick Perry's in Saudi saying, you know, I mean, it's amazing how these American nuclear colonials, they will not stop. Fucking nuclear's failed. It's fucking done. It's over. It's been the greatest fucking failed experiment in human history. You know, no answer for the waste. Meltdowns all over. Chernobyl, Fukushima, Santa Susana, fucking Shellfield. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on and on. Fucking Rocky Flats. I won't stop there. I mean, fucking Hunters Point, San Francisco, Energy Solutions dump site, Nevada test site, fucking Mayak, Chernobyl. It goes on and on and on. Here comes the noise polluters. Gotta have your pretty green weeds. So it's just the Rogue, 7. 7. So we're talking 8. That's a lot of ocean. They go to sea for 5 years. 7. So they're grandstanding now on the Bonneville. Yay, because they've had 5,000, 5,000, 4,000, 7,000, 5,000. They're up to 38,000 for the year. Yay, yay. What does that put them at? That puts them at 33% of the 10-year mean. And they're all gapped at 33% of the 10-year mean. Wow. Take me down to the Virgin Springs. Wash away my suffering. Little soldiers buried on our freaking property. He fought back. Spanish Fork, Utah. They used to come in through San Diego, the Spaniards. And they would kidnap native children. That's how Spanish Fork, they came up the back sides. That's where the mines are. You know, the famous lost mine on the Uinta freaking, on the Ute Res. You know, Brigham Young where the Moronis are, you know, blah, 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 blah. On the backside, Cache Valley. The ancient gold mines are all on the backside. That's why it's called Cache. But they would come in, get the gold, steal native children. Little soldier fought back. Stewart murdered Chief Cherokee. He had smoked the peace pipe that day with Lauren Farr, the first mayor. I can get into all this. I'll write 100 books. People tell me all the time. I know. I mean, this is literature. I try. I got no publicist. I got nobody. I've been fighting for my life. 1 in the Umpqua, returning Chinook salmon. It's a hen. 7 in the, so they're trying to tell us. And the Columbia, just remember this. I call them constantly. I got an email here a little while back. I looked at the email and it said status unclassified. I'm like, what the fuck? I used to email them constantly, call them constantly. Nothing. Nothing. Apparently that email was sent 4 years ago. So apparently my emails are classified. Apparently my phone calls have been fucking classified. My videos, the whole, I mean, we have screen captures of videos of mine that had literally millions of, hundreds of thousands of views. One single video in the early days. That all of a sudden we're taken down to 13, 14. It's a grotesque fucking populace that we've evolved into. You've seen the debt, usury. And I can get into how evangelicals and Mormons practice. They're Satan. You know, I'm serious. They're satanic. They're practicing Satan worshiping. I mean, all of them. The evangelicals, all of them. You know, including Pence. Fucking, you know, Joel Osteen died so I could be rich. Rick Warner, Judy, all of them. The Mormons, they practice. They're satanic. They're evil. I mean, have they always been? No. I'm talking right now, this batch. And I can get into it. Usury. I mean, they're asymmetric to any Christianity. Jesus Christ had a whip, threw the money changers out of the fucking temple. You know, that radical, that fucking carpenter with his long hair and his beard. Their hairsprayed masquerade fucking party. You know, 10 Commandments, they violate them. They're opposite of every bit of any fucking Christianity. To the fucking 10th power. Who's the fucking savages? Who's the fucking savages? Get your pretty green fucking weeds in the restroom. Gotta have your pretty green weeds as you die in the fucking restroom. What a way to go in the rest home. Bird on the ancient burial ground. I love swallows. I got a place out here that I remember when I was a boy. My dad was a contractor. Abe Hunsaker forced my grandpa on. I remember people would go in there and get dirt back in there, and these mounds would float up from the ancient Lake Bonneville floor, these giant mounds on our farm, like this one. People go in and just millions of barns full. Yeah, I mean, untouched wilderness. Now this county commissioner drains it all off and gets away with it. I mean, literally untouched. I got to live it. One of the greatest resting places for migratory birds in the world. The fur that was in here. Oh, the blue herons. I mean, all this was a giant marsh, all of it. All of it. All the way from here. Trees and marsh, all the way to the Great Salt Lake. You know, Jedediah Smith, Jim Bridger, the fur traders were all here first. First, yeah, right. We know who was first. Oh, it's just humans. Then why did these humans live for literally thousands and thousands and thousands of years in harmony with their ecology? 1848, first Marmars followed, others followed and erected a fort in the Indian Burial Mound. Its steep west slope cut into it's a hallowed place. Home Depot. Oh boy. Home Depot was built there, and that's been there that long. You know, in the 90s, believe it or not. I mean, it was still, that piece was still open ground. Mormon church on top of it. What the evangelicals and the Mormons have done in the last 20 years in this country, 30, is just beyond disgusting. They're satanic. And I can prove it. I can fucking prove it. I can go on, try me on any piece of Christianity. Any of it. Christianity is based on Jesus Christ. That poor Jew. That freaking carpenter. That radical. Heal the afflicted. Feed the poor. No usury. No usury. Now look at him. It's all fucking usury. It's a hallowed fucking place. That Mormon church need to come off there? Oh, I've said it for years. Can you imagine that being your so-called ward? I'm bishop of the ward on top of the nature. Oh boy, where's your fucking soul going? Where's your fucking soul going? Because we're all going to die. You know? What a fight I've had for 7 years, huh? Swallows used to be right there. What a fucking jam. The organic store, I just came in there, me and the kid was having a talk in there. Take me down to the old Ogden, Utah. Virgin Springs. Wash away my suffering. So I'll be in Brooklyn tonight. I'm flying today. So I'll get there tonight. I'll be in Brooklyn for a couple weeks. I'm going to fight the status quo big bell team. It ain't a done deal. It's $7.6 billion. Of course, down by the refinery, Bruce, Oyster Creek, the bell out there in Jersey, there's some people that are reared up and fighting back now. Took them a long time, but we're going to try to get some work done. Of course, I'll protest all the media there. The sound of Fukushima silence. Like the ultimate fucking cancer, it grows. Growth for the sake of growth. The ideology of cancer cells. My favorite quote, and I'm not that great big fan of, oh, friendship slave. There we go. The friendship slave. That's how I want to spend my older years. Picking up dog shit. With my friendship slave. I'm not that great big fan of Russell Means, but I do like Russell Means. His kid, I'm disgusted actually. So, I'll quote Russell Means. I'll ad-lib a little bit on Russell's incredible rant. You come to this land with your books and your disease and your fucking guns and you're thumping your fucking books and you're telling us you need to find Jesus, you need to find God, you need to find heaven, you need to find a religion with your guns and your disease and your fucking locks and your fucking prisons and your war and your death machines. You kill our buffalo, you fucking kill our fucking birds, you drain our fucking marshes, you fucking destroy us, you fucking pass out the fucking smallpox blankets. With your books, you're teaching us, you're telling us, you got it. I got to show you how to get to heaven. Before you got here, this was heaven. no disease, no gels. What have we done? Not me, I'm a native boy. Born on the fucking landscape. I'm connected. I fought every day my whole life. You know, I've been tricked when I was young. A few bad mistakes. I've made a few. But been kicked in my face and spit on, but you know, what a fight. What a fight. What a hallowed place. What a hallowed spiritual place. I did a lot of meditating through these years, walking on the coast, all over, and I found a lot of spiritual hallowed places. A lot of meditating, a lot of incredible prayer, a lot of spirituality, a lot of natives, a lot of people have prayed for me, did seances in me, did burn fires for me, smooched me, I mean, you name it. It's been an incredible 7 years, huh? I did it without a bone marrow transplant. Take me down to the old Ogden, Utah, Virgin Springs. Wash away my suffering. If this generation had a conscience, they'd tear down that church. All it will take for the Mormon church to come out and make a statement. Our flock has been run amok. We've been led wrong. That's Snow Basin right there. The Olympic downhill. Fort sit right over there. I could write whole books about this fucking landscape. I'm a walking, talking encyclopedia. A lot of people say, oh, you wear your heartstring on a sleeve, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, that's what literature's got to be. Good literature has to be intimate. This is literature. Because I don't have a fucking publicist. I ain't got nobody. Thank you to the people that have supported my historic work. What a fight. What a fight. I'd like to be this cat living on the freaking engine. He don't even know. Guaranteed you don't even know. Drives by it every day. I could go tell him. Unconscious fucking American. I like how they still call them Indians. You know why they're called Indians? Because the Spanish freaking child kidnappers had to tell her something, because they didn't raid in India, they were here. Native American. Do you know what a slur that is? That's a slur. America Vespucci. You need to speak American. He spoke Italiano and Spanish. To call anybody American, what a fucking slur. They were fucking mass murdering, disease fucking. Take the fucking buffalo, take the sequoias, kill fucking man, woman, and fucking child, scalp them, fucking murder them. What a story. 1 in the Umpqua, 7 in the road. Have your pretty fucking grass. In the rest home, walking your friendship slave. What a quality of life. I always think about the native quality of life because I know, I've watched them dance. I've danced with them on the landscape when I was a kid. I learned all these ceremonies. I experienced them. I lived them. I've lived that way my whole life. It was still wilderness and out there on anything, and I used to play in the wigwams, wow, talk about a high quality of life they had. Oh, I know, I've been there. Stand tuned. They took it from us. They took the air, they took the water, they took the sport, they took it all. They took it all. When I was dying, I told girls, their husbands, boyfriends, whatever, I says, you boys, as in the bone marrow time, you wrap me up in that quilt my grandma made me for when I was 8. That's the moment I still have it. You put me on the edge of the marsh out there. I'll show you where. You bury me. Don't you tell anybody. Don't you tell anybody. That's where I want to be put. Just like Edward Abbey. I know where Edward Abbey's buried. In the Sonora. I know. Who's the savages? Stand on it.